Okay, so you know all those sci-fi movies
Yeah.
where like the AI needs us to like give it instructions, computer run this program or analyze that data.
Right, right.
But um what if AI could just reason like all on its own?
Hmm.
So today's deep dive is going to explore this research paper,
Okay.
and it's called Chain of Thought Reasoning Without Prompting.
Wow.
And uh, this might actually like turn your assumptions about AI upside down.
Interesting.
Yeah, look.
So what we're kind of like uncovering here, right, is that AI might be capable of much more like independent thinking
Okay.
than we thought or like realized before.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's less about programming AI and more about understanding its potential for like self-directed reasoning.
So for like everyone listening in, we're
Yeah.
gonna like break down this research and see if AI can like, truly think for itself and like what that could even mean, for the future.
Right.
Like all of us.
Yeah, absolutely. And the paper focuses on these large language models, or LLMs.
Okay.
These are the systems behind, things like chatbots
Right.
and all those like impressive text generators that you might have seen.
Yeah.
They're incredible at following instructions, but
But when asked to direct caution, it's kind of like
they sort of fumble.
yeah.
It's like they're trying to answer without showing their work.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
They don't show like the step.
Precisely.
Yeah.
They often lack that step-by-step reasoning that we humans,
Right.
naturally use.
Yeah, like we would kind of think through a problem.
Exactly, yeah.
But wait, so this research actually reveals a twist, right?
Yes.
When we like zoom in on how AI processes information,
Yeah.
we see that it actually does consider different reasoning paths. It's just
Yeah.
not always obvious.
Yeah, it's not always like laid out in a way that we can easily see, right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
It's like there's a hidden internal dialogue
Okay.
happening within the AI.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's look at an example from the paper.
Okay.
They talk about this apples problem.
Okay.
You have 3 apples. Your dad has 2 more apples than you.
Okay.
How many apples do you have in total?
Okay. So the AI initially
Mm-hmm.
just spits out 5 apples.
Okay.
Like it's taking a shortcut
Right.
and grabbing, the first plausible number it can find.
Yeah, it takes what seems obvious, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But then it gets interesting.
Okay, so what happens?
The researchers actually found that buried, deep within the AI's processing
Right.
were paths
Okay.
where it actually reasoned correctly.
So it did the math.
It did.
Huh.
It was like, okay, 3 + 2 = 5.
Yeah.
Then 5 + 3 = 8.
So it got to the right answer.
It got to the right answer.
right.
Yeah. So it's like the AI had the capacity to like think it through
It did.
all along.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So
And here's the really key part.
okay.
The researchers observed that when the AI follows like a reasoning path,
Right.
it's more confident in its answer.
Oh.
So it's like it knows
Okay,
when
totally.
it's got it right.
Okay. Yeah.
And that allows us to differentiate, the thinking paths from the random guesses.
So it's not just about like getting the right answer.
Right.
It's about like how it arrived at the answer.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. That's a really good distinction.
Yeah.
And this finding isn't limited to just, simple math problems either.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
The paper explored more complex tasks.
Okay.
Even things like determining if someone was born in an even or odd year.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So the AI was better at these tasks when its internal reasoning was like, uncovered.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. That's a game changer in how we like view AI.
Yeah, it really is.
It's not just about building smarter models, but like understanding how to like unlock the reasoning power that's already present.
This is where things get really exciting, right?
Yeah.
Because this research suggests that we might be
Yeah.
underestimating the reasoning capabilities already present in AI.
So what you're saying is, even without us, like, explicitly telling it how to think,
Yeah.
the AI might be doing it already.
That's the incredible potential we're starting to unravel here.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now the question is, how do we tap into that potential?
Right.
How do we get to it?
That's the next big question.
Yeah. How do we tap into that potential? Like, how do we access that hidden reasoning?
Yeah, so that's where this idea of cut-T decoding comes into play.
Okay.
It's a
Cut T
yeah,
coding.
code decoding,
Uh,
and this process takes advantage of the AI's increased confidence when it's like genuinely reasoning.
so you mean how the AI seems more like sure of itself when it's actually thought something through?
Exactly.
Okay.
So code decoding kind of acts as this filter,
Okay.
helping researchers identify and prioritize the AI's most reasoned think processes.
So it's not just about like, taking the AI's first answer.
Right. Exactly.
We have to like look deeper, find those paths where it's like, demonstrating a higher level of certainty.
Yeah, you gotta dig a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this code decoding sounds promising,
Right.
but like, does it actually work?
Well, so the researchers, they put it to the test, right?
Okay.
They used COTE decoding on a variety of reasoning benchmarks,
Okay.
from those, math problems we were talking about to more complex common sense reasoning tasks.
And what were the results? Like, what did they find?
The results were actually pretty remarkable. COTE decoding, it significantly outperformed traditional methods for understanding AI reasoning.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like we stumbled upon this new way
Yeah.
to understand how AI thinks,
Okay.
and also to improve its accuracy.
So it's not just about like understanding it better, but actually like making it work better.
Yeah, exactly. It's both.
Okay.
And it challenges, our traditional approach to AI development.
Right.
Instead of just focusing on building bigger and more complex models,
Right.
we also need to find ways to access the intelligence that's already there, like hidden within the AI's processing.
So it's kind of like instead of just like making a bigger brain,
Yeah.
we have to figure out how to like use the brain that's already there.
Yeah, it's like, we've built this incredible machine,
Right.
but we haven't quite figured out how to like, get the most out of it.
Right. Get the keys to the car.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. This has to have like huge implications,
Absolutely.
not just for like how we develop AI,
Right.
but like how we might even use it, going forward.
Oh, absolutely.
In the future.
Yeah, this could lead to, AI systems that are more efficient, more reliable,
Okay.
and capable of solving problems in a more human-like way.
So they're not just like, brute forcing it.
Right, exactly.
They're thinking it through.
They're using reasoning
Oh, yeah.
to get to the answers.
That's really interesting. So, okay, we've established that AI, might have this like inherent ability to like reason on its own,
Right.
and we're starting to like, learn how to like access that.
Right.
But are there limits to this like, independent reasoning?
That's a really important question.
Yeah.
And the research highlights that
Yeah.
the AI's ability to reason effectively is really closely tied to
Okay.
the complexity of the task at hand.
So the more complex the problem, the harder it is to find those like
Well-
clear, logical paths.
Exactly. For simpler tasks, like,
Yeah.
that apples problem we talked about,
Right.
the AI is more likely to, exhibit those hidden reasoning paths.
Right.
But as things get more, intricate,
Right.
the AI, it needs more guidance.
So it's not a complete like replacement for, human input.
Right,
It's
exactly.
more of a like,
More collaboration.
yeah, like working together.
Exactly.
Okay.
We're not talking about AI, replacing human intelligence.
Right, right.
This research points to a future where we can leverage
Well,
both human and artificial intelligence to solve problems in these, more innovative ways.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But it still makes you wonder,
Yeah.
like, what does this all mean, going forward for the future of AI?
Right.
What are the possibilities if we can, unlock this potential?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah. It really makes you wonder, like,
Yeah.
the research mainly focused on problems with like, a clear right or wrong answer,
Right.
like, math equations or factual questions.
Right. Yeah, those are what we often call like, closed problems.
Yeah, closed problems.
Yeah.
But what about like those I don't know, messier, more open-ended situations
Mhm.
where there isn't like one single correct solution?
So you're thinking about the gray areas.
Yeah, the gray areas, yeah.
Those scenarios that involve, nuance, different interpretations,
Right.
maybe even like ethical considerations.
Exactly, yeah, like things like, complex decision-making
Right.
in like uncertain situations.
Yeah.
Could this Coty decoding
Right.
help us understand how AI approaches those kinds of problems?
That's the million-dollar question, and it's one the research paper kind of leaves us pondering, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a fascinating frontier.
It's a big question mark, yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if we could like peek into the AI's,
Right.
thought
Right.
processes as it like, grapples with those gray areas.
Yeah.
What kind of insights might we gain
Right.
about how it perceives the world,
Right.
makes
Excuse-
decisions? Yeah.
It's a tantalizing possibility, right?
Yeah.
Imagine being able to like observe the AI's reasoning as it navigates, complex ethical dilemmas
Right.
or weighs, potential outcomes with no clear right or wrong answer.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
It feels like we're like on the verge of this whole new like, understanding of artificial intelligence, right?
It really does.
If we can unlock these thought processes,
Yeah.
it could be like revolutionary.
It really could.
Yeah, okay. So this whole like deep dive, has been a real eye opener for me.
Yeah, for me too.
We started by asking if AI could, reason on its own, and now we're talking about, potentially understanding its internal decision-making process.
It's a journey of discovery, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it highlights just how much we're still learning
Right.
about the potential of artificial intelligence.
So to like sum things up for our listeners,
Hmm.
even without explicit instructions,
Right.
AI might possess this inherent capacity for reasoning.
Yeah, I think that's a key takeaway here.
Yeah.
You know?
And techniques like code decoding
Yeah.
offer a powerful tool for doing just that.
Exactly.
They allow us to move beyond simply observing, the output
Right.
and start like exploring
Yeah.
the internal thought processes that lead to those results.
It's about understanding the why, not just the what.
Yeah, exactly. And the real challenge, I guess, or the exciting unknown, right,
Yeah.
lies in understanding how AI tackles those, complex, nuanced problems that don't have, a single right answer.
That's where the future lies, I think,
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
in figuring that out.
It's a challenge that invites us to keep asking questions, I think.
Excellent.
To keep pushing the boundaries of our understanding,
Yeah.
and to continue exploring this ever-evolving landscape
Right.
of artificial intelligence.
It's a fascinating field, and it's moving so quickly.
Yeah, really, really fast.
Yeah.
It's definitely a journey I'm eager to continue following.
Me too. Me too.
So until next time, keep those minds curious and remember,
Yeah.
there's always more to discover in the depths of AI.
Absolutely. Always more to learn.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining me on this deep dive.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. And to all our listeners out there, thanks for tuning in.
Yes. Thank you.
And we'll catch you in the next episode.